Okay, today we're going to be learning how to graph piecewise functions. And you do have a test on Friday, so make sure you're ready for that. You do need graph paper. All right, so what's important is if you have a less than or a greater than sign, you use an open circle. And if you have a less than or equal to and a greater than or equal to sign, you use a closed circle. So I'm going to do one example because we will do more in class. So I'm going to do this example. F of x equals 4 if x is less than negative 2. F of x equals x squared if x is between negative 2 and 2. And f of x equals negative x plus 6 if x is greater than 2. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the top. F of x equals 4. Use all sorts of different colors. So this one's going to be purple. All right, so I need to put this in my calculator. And I'm going to go to y equals and I'm going to type 4. And then second graph. Second graph gets me to a table. My first x in my constraint is negative 2. So I need to look at negative 2. So I arrow until I see negative 2. The y value that goes with negative 2 is 4. So I'm going to graph negative 2, 4. So I go over 2 and up 4. And it's going to be an open circle because it does not have an or equal to symbol. Now I need to look at all the values less than negative 2, or the ones that fit on my graph, and see what the y values are, because this x says less than negative 2. And that's why I'm going to look at the values less than negative 2. So that gives me negative 3 is less than negative 2, and so is negative 4, negative 5, negative 6. And you see that the y values are all 4 for that. So I'm going to graph all of those points. These are closed circles because I don't have to worry about the symbols anymore for this part because I already did that. So I plot my points, and now I'm going to connect. I'm going to use a line, but I'm going to actually plot it. So I draw my line and I give it an arrow. All right, now I'm on the next part. And I'm going to use red. So this one's going to be red. All right, so now I need to put this in my calculator. So I'm going to get rid of this 4, and I'm going to put a x squared. And second graph. And again, I'm looking at negative 2 because that's the first number mentioned in my constraint. So I go to negative 2. And I get a 4, so I'm going to plot that. Negative 2, 4. But this time, it has an or equal to bar, so I'm going to make the circle closed. All right, so negative 2 to 2, x is in between. So I'm going to be dealing with the numbers negative 1, 0, 1, and 2, because those are the numbers included in that constraint. So I now need to look at negative 1. Negative 1 is 1. So I plot that point. Negative 1, 1. My next one is 0, 0, 0. Next I have 1, so 1, 1. And lastly, I have got 2, 4. Now, because it's at the end of the constraint, you need to check and see if it's a closed circle or an open circle. Because it has an or equal to bar, it is a closed circle. And I connect my dots. All right, and I'm at the last part. Okay, so I need to put that in my calculator. Negative x plus 6. All right, and I press second graph, and I'm looking at 2 because that's the number mentioned in my constraints. So I go to 2. The y value at 2 is 4, so I go to 2, 4. And this one's an open circle because it does not have an or equal to bar. Now it says all the numbers bigger than 2, so I'm going to graph all the numbers bigger than 2 on my graph. So that gives me 3, 3. And then 4, 2. I just noticed a mistake I made. Please make this correction in your notes. My last red dot, I should have put it here. I counted wrong. It's 2, 4, not 1, 4. So please make that correction. Now I can correct my green one. All right. When I look at my calculator at 2, it's 2, 4. It is an open circle because it does not have an or equal to bar. So 2, 4, open. And then my calculator tells me 3, 3. And then it keeps going down because the slope is -1. You know how slopes work. And you keep going down 1. And there, you graphed a piecewise function. Now, I know I only did one example. Please make sure you have this in your notes, and please make sure you have graph paper. And I will do plenty more examples for you in class, and you will have plenty more practice. I think it's better if you do this more hands-on tomorrow in class. Thank you for your time.